Hey everyone, this is Mohit. Welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to learn something simple yet extremely powerful. The title suggests Art of Writing Effective Prompts. By the end of this video, you will be able to think clearly and write effective prompts that get better results from AI. So first question, what is a prompt? A prompt is an instruction given to an AI to generate a desired response. It can be a question, command, or description that tells the AI what task to perform and how to respond. Think of AI like a very smart intern or student. If you give clear instruction, you get a great work. If instructions are confusing, results will also be a confusing, right? Moving on next. Now, there are four common types of prompts and each one is used for different purpose. An instruction prompt clearly tells the AI what action to perform. Think of it like giving a task to someone. For example, translate the following business email into Hindi language while maintaining a formal tone. Here, the task is very clear what to do, that is translate, and how to do it, that is formal tone. This type of prompt is best when you want translations, summaries, formatting, and rewriting content. Another one is question prompt, is simply when you ask AI something to learn or understand. Just like asking a teacher a question. For example, what is GenAI and how is different from traditional machine learning? This works best when you want explanations, concept clarity, and learning and research. Another one, a creative prompt is used when you want AI to generate something original. Here, you give whole freedom to AI's imagination. For example, write a short summary or story describing how an AI teacher helped students in a virtual classrooms. This type of prompt is perfect for story writing, blog content, marketing text, scripts, and dialogues. And the last one, a role based prompt, ask AI to behave like a specific person or expert. For example, act as a career counselor and suggest suitable career paths for computer science graduate interested in AI. This is very powerful for career guidance, customer support replies, and expert level recommendation. So now the big question is, what is prompt engineering? In a very simple words, prompt engineering means telling AI exactly what you want in a clear and smart way so that it gives you the best possible answer. Why prompt engineering matters? Now you might ask, why is this important? Prompt engineering helps you to get more accurate answers, save time by avoiding repeated questions, receive high quality and meaningful responses, and help AI to understand the context better. Let's understand this with a very simple example. Bad prompt, explain AI. This is too vague. AI doesn't know for whom, in what depth, with or without examples. Good prompt, that is prompt engineering, explain AI in simple words with a real life examples for beginners. Now this is very clear. Here the audience is beginners, language, simple, expectation, real life example. Now, why prompt engineering matters in the Gen AI era? Think of Gen AI as a very powerful assistant. If your instruction is clear, the result is excellent. If your instruction is confusing, the output will also be confusing. Prompt engineering means asking AI the right way so you get the right answer. Moving next, prompt engineering is not a one time step. It's a cycle where we keep improving the prompt until we get the best result. Let me explain this with a real easy example. You want AI to write a professional email. One second. To a client, can be onshore. about project delay. That's a general example, correct? Step 1. Understand the goal. First, be very clear about what you want. Ask yourself, what is the task, who is the audience, and what tone is required. Goal here, write in email, audience is client. The tone is professional and polite. And reason, project delay. Without this clarity, the prompt will be weak. Second step, design the initial prompt. Let's say initial prompt, write an email about project delay. This is just a starting point. It works, but it's too generic, right? The third step, execute the prompt. Next, you run the prompt in the AI tool. AI generates an email, but tone may be unclear, no apology, and no timeline mentioned. So the output is okay, but not perfect. Step 4, evaluate the output. Now you review the AI response. Ask, is the tone correct? Is the message clear? Is anything missing? You realize no revised date, no clear apology sounds generic. So the prompt needs improvement, right? Another one, refine and improve the prompt. Now you improve the prompt by adding details like act as a project manager, write a professional and polite email to a client informing them about a 1 week project delay, apologize briefly and mention the revised delivery date. Now look, the AI clearly understands the role, tone, audience, and timeline. Now the last step, validate and reuse. You run the improved prompt again. The output is clear, the tone is professional, and message is complete. Now, this prompt is validated, it works well, reusable. You can use it again in future projects. You can even save it as a prompt template. Now, let's understand something very important. Prompts are not limited to just ChatGPT. Let me break this down category by category in a very simple way. AI chat and content platforms. These are the platforms most people are already familiar with. Examples ChatGPT, Google Gemini, Claude, Perplexity, AI. Here, prompts are used to ask questions, generate content, summarize text, get explanations. For example, explain prompt engineering in simple words with an example. This is the most common and beginner friendly use of prompts. Now, the second one, image generation platforms. Now, prompts are not just for text, they are also used to create images. One of the example is stable diffusion that produces images based on detailed prompts. Here the prompt is a cute robot teaching students in a classroom digital art style. Means the more detailed your prompt is, the better and more accurate the image. The most important one, coding and developer tools. Prompts are widely used by developers. For example, GitHub Copilot. AI converts your natural language prompt into code. This saves time and help even non-experts to write better code. And the fourth one, automation and enterprise tools. This is also very important for professionals and enterprises. For example, UiPath, GenAI activities. And another one, Microsoft Copilot. Here, the prompts are used for text generation, classification, sentiment analysis, and data analysis. For example, categorize this customer feedback as positive, negative, or neutral. The last one, no code, low code platforms. Finally, prompts are also used in no code and low code tools. For example, Power Automate AI Builder. Many people think AI, that means artificial intelligence that reads and understands like humans. But that's not true. Large language model. How large language model understand the prompts? A large language model does not understand like human. It is extremely good at predicting what comes next based on data. Let's see how it actually works step by step. Step 1. Tokens. Breaking text into pieces. First, large language model do not read full sentences at once. They break your text into small pieces called tokens. A token can be a full word, part of word, or even punctuation. For example, prompt engineering matters. In this sentence, pipeline also counts. So how many tokens? 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So the AI processes small chunks, not full sentences. Next comes context. The context is everything the model can see at one time. Your current prompt, previous messages, system instructions. If the context is clear, answers stay on track. If the context is long or messy, the answers may drift. And the last, guessing the next best word. Now comes the most interesting part. Large language models generate text one token at a time. LLM generate text one token at a time. At each step, the model looks at the context, calculates for all possible next tokens, choose the most likely one or a creative alternative. For example, the sun rises in the east. Highest probability, right? The model picks east because it's statistically most likely, correct? Now, let's clear some very common myths about large language model. Many people expect too much from AI and that's where confusion starts. Myth 1. Large language models understand like humans. This is the biggest myth. Large language models do not understand the meaning the way humans do. They don't think, feel, or reason like us. What they actually do is learn patterns from huge amounts of data, predict the next most likely word. That's why artificial intelligence can sound very intelligent, but it's still prediction, not understanding. Myth number 2. LLM or large language models always give correct answers. Large language models can sometimes give very confident answers that are actually incorrect. This is called hallucination. So never assume AI is always right. Always verify important outputs, especially in business or technical work. Myth number 3. Smarter prompts guarantee correct output. Yes, good prompts help, but they don't guarantee perfection. Reality. Smarter prompts reduce errors, they improve quality, but they cannot eliminate mistakes completely. Prompt engineering increases results. It does not make AI 100% accurate. The last myth. Large language models remember everything forever. This is also not true. Large language models have a limited context window. Now, let's compare traditional programming and prompt based programming in a very simple way. In traditional programming, you tell the computer exact steps. For example, if students' marks are greater than or equal to 40, then pass, else fail. Here, rules are fixed, output is always the same. This approach is best when you need business rules, calculations, and validations. Limitations, time consuming to build and requires programming skills. Now comes to the prompt based programming. that is GenAI. In this, you don't explain every step. You simply tell the AI or artificial intelligence what you want in a very simple language, in plain, simple language. For example, act as a teacher, value this student's performance, and give feedback in a polite tone. The AI or artificial intelligence understands the intent, predicts the best possible response, and generates text accordingly. This approach is best for emails, summaries, text generation, classification, but it also has limitations. Output can differ and needs human validations. Now, let's do a quick activity to really understand about prompt engineering. Write an email about project delay. At first glance, this looks okay, but it has many problems. Here, artificial intelligence or AI does not know who is writing the email, who is receiving it, what tone to use, how long the delay is. So the output will most likely be generic, unclear, not professional. Now look at this. Example 1. Act as a project manager, write a professional and polite email to a client informing them about a 1 week project delay. Apologize briefly and mention the revised delivery date. Here, see the difference. This prompt clearly defines role, task, tone, audience, and timeline. That's why the AI or artificial intelligence gives a much better and usable email. Now let's talk about something very interesting, temperature in AI. Temperature controls how strict or how imaginative the AI's answers are. Low temperature, very strict and predictable. At low temperature, artificial intelligence behaves like serious rule following person. Answers are very consistent, same question, almost same answer every time, very factual and to the point. Best used for business emails, reports, automations, rules, and summaries. For example, question: what is 2 plus 2? Artificial intelligence answer, that is 4, always. Now comes to the medium temperature. Artificial intelligence behaves like a normal human conversation. Slight variation in wording, still mostly correct, sounds more natural, best used for teaching, explanations, YouTube scripts, general communication. Now, the last, high temperature, that is creative and imaginative. At high temperature, AI becomes artificial intelligence becomes very creative. Answers may change every time. Language is expressive, sometimes can go off track. Best used for story writing, brainstorming ideas, creative content. Please note, high temperature does not make artificial intelligence smarter, it only makes the output more random and creative. Now, let's understand different prompting techniques in simple words. These techniques define how much guidance you give to the AI. Think of it like teaching a student. The very first one, zero shot prompting, no example given. In zero shot prompting, you directly ask AI to do something without giving any example. You just say what you want. Example: classify this message as positive or negative. The service was very slow. Here, no example shown. Artificial intelligence decides based on its training. This works best when the task is simple. You want a quick answer, but for complex tasks, result may not be accurate. Now comes to the one-shot prompting. In one-shot prompting, you first show one example and then ask AI to do the task. It's best used when tasks need clarity, you want more accuracy. For example, I love this product, positive. Needs classify this message. The app keeps crashing. Here, AI learns the pattern for one example, then applies it to the new input. It's better than zero shot because the output is more accurate and the response is more controlled. And the last, few short prompting. In few short prompting, you give 2 to 5 examples. This is like training the AI before asking the question. For example, great experience, positive, very disappointed, negative, not happy with the service, negative. Now classify this. The support team was helpful. Here, the artificial intelligence understands the format, tone, and logic. Here, artificial intelligence clearly understands the format, tone, and logic. Output becomes much more accurate. This is best when the task is subjective. Consistency matters used in enterprise or automation scenarios. It uses more context but gives better results. I hope you find this video helpful. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Your support really keeps me motivated to create more awesome videos. Thank you, everyone.